Right, so this was originally not meant to be a speed build. This was supposed to be a normal regular build, as I normally do. But this was already a rebuild of a house that I'd already done. I'd already done a Gothic base game house, and I was editing it and I was like, I cannot do this. It just looks really bad. I made some questionable choices. And then when I was going to edit this and I realised there was no sound, I was devastated and like really mad, because I didn't even do anything wrong. It was just OBS just decided to use a different microphone that wasn't plugged in. Here I'm trying to find something that goes over the door, because the original reference image, something did go over the door, it like framed it really nicely, and I do feel like that is missing from the build. Like that front area needs something, but I was very restricted in what I could do. So here I'm floor planning, I'm working out where everything is meant to go. This front 2x2 was supposed to be the the cupboard, the inbuilt cupboard from Get Together, but then I realised I'm not allowed to use Get Together, so I had to reevaluate that one. But we figure it out. And then I absolutely adore this flooring. It is so nice. I would love to have that flooring in real life. Maybe one day. So here we're just picking wallpapers, and this is all temporary wallpaper. I'm not happy with this, and we do go back and change it. I think I do that off camera though. So I'm just placing the doorways, trying to work out where everything is going to go properly. And I think I changed some of the bigger doors out for some smaller doors, and some archways out for actual doorways. Also the upstairs floor plan that we got a glimpse of, that was really weird to figure out. Because I planned some of my builds on Excel before I built them, but then I couldn't really tell where the roof was going to go, and it was like a whole thing. So my floor plan did end up being considerably smaller, but that being said, I don't think it's bad. I think it's quirky, and yes. Girls! See, this is the sort of thing I can cut out, is when they start being really noisy, but if I'm recording a voiceover like this, maybe I should just take the noisy toys away. Yeah, this is me explaining where the fridge and everything is going to go and access, but you know, you can't hear me. I was so mad. And then I think we're going to add a runner rug in a second. I also do edit this kitchen slightly, because I realised later on that we don't have a back door. And then this is me trying to figure out where the cabinets go. I think I still got it wrong. I never know where the cabinets are supposed to go, because they either look really, really high on the wall or they look really, really low on the wall, and I can never decide which one is better. I did cut out a huge chunk of me faffing about with that extractor fan, because I don't tend to use them, but I kind of wanted one this time, and I didn't know how to, like, what our options were or anything. I did really like that red one, but it was sort of giving like red carpet vibes, so I didn't keep it, and I changed it out for that black one. Going into the dining room, questionable choices were made in the dining room, and my boyfriend ended up jump scaring me, because he came in and my desk is in the open plan living room, so he snuck past me to try and get some food out of the fridge quietly, and because I didn't hear him, he scared the absolute bejesus out of me. It's funny in hindsight, but he did manage to give me some good advice, because I just could not get this room to work. It was like, I don't like the carpet, but the normal flooring looked weird, and I could not get it to work, and I don't know why, really, but it did come together in the end. It'll probably cut away soon, because that's when I got jump scared. But I'm just trying to pick curtains. I'm just trying to figure something out. We do get some more furniture in here in a minute. Just me trying all sorts of different colour combinations. But while we're waiting for me to faff about with the dining room, if if you like speed builds like this, I'm happy to do more. It takes me a considerably less amount of time to edit a speed build than it does to edit a normal build, which I'm all for because I don't really like editing, but unfortunately it's like it is necessary. That window was not placed wrong. I do end up having to move that window back, so we do move those plates so they're not so squashed. But and I also don't think I've ever seen that hutch thing before, like that china cabinet. But I do really like that one because of the metal bit on the front. It's really nice. I think we're gonna get in a side table now. Yeah. But yes, if you like speed build, let me know, because that would also open up the opportunity for me to be able to like possibly do like slightly bigger builds without having to break it up into parts, and things like that. So yeah, let me know. I think it'll be cutting away soon because yeah, I think it was around the time I placed the rows. So I was looking for like the big yeah, there we go. Yes, I got jump scared. I think now I'm trying to look for a piece of art, but there's really nothing that's red apart from Bob, but I didn't really want Bob in here. No offense, Bob. And yeah, we are so limited with art in the base game, and I even tried wall decorations and that didn't really help either. So I think I sized the picture up. Yeah, I sized that one up. So then through into the living room, that rug does not scale the way I wanted it to. And then I really like those rose bouquets. My idea with that was like maybe they took one of the roses out to use it in the dining room. And like maybe you do get them from getting like silver in your wedding or whatever, but my idea was that they were actually from the wedding. And then it's just me faffing about with layout, trying to get something I'm moderately happy with. Because obviously we've got that weird access point around there, so that thin bookcase really saved my ass, to be honest. And I think I throw in some slightly industrial elements into it. It's kind of, this build is kind of eclectic, but I do kind of like that. And then yeah, that's just me explaining that even though I wanted the black and red one, I think with the grey and brown one balanced the other bookcase because it's like the inverse. I tried for ages to get a toy box in here, but the base game toy boxes are really, really bad. They're all very like stylized, and it was not our style. So, and I'm also like really upset that you can't use the like the sorry, like the storage boxes and make your own toy box. I feel like you should be able to do that. But maybe there's like a proper in-game reason as to why you can't, because I think I've tried to separate, like get two different storage boxes and put different things in them, and I think it's communal inventory, so maybe that just like wouldn't work. But yeah, I got rid of that glass glass side table, because I just thought with the glass coffee table it's just way too much glass, especially with the different types of glass, because one was frosted, one wasn't. It's me failing to find art again, because I don't want to just like put a bunch of old art in a house that it doesn't really make sense in. So I put in that really big mirror to like, I thought like in a house like that, especially with all the weird angles and they're not particularly big windows, you need, or you perhaps want something to like bounce the light round, so like a really big mirror on that wall was perfect. Yeah, this is me realising that we don't have a back door and that I need to fix that. So yeah, just faffing about with placements the way that I do, because I am fussy. And then I like the framing on that back door, because while it's not exactly the same to the framing that we've got on the windows, it's similar. And that was me explaining that in real time. And then it's me just deciding how I want the deck to be. I think we're putting in the fence now. Yeah. I don't really like how the fences go up on the foundations like that. I wish they'd sort of like ignore the foundation, or there was an option for it to ignore the foundation, but it is what it is. At least with only like a 1 high foundation, it doesn't or like even if they had to go on the foundation, then it just matches the top of the fence and then extends down to the floor, or depending on where the floor is, if you understand what I mean. I think that would be better, just so there was some cohesion with the fence, especially when you have platforms, because trying to fence anything with with foundations is a nightmare. And then this is me figuring out what I'm supposed to do with this space, considering I just put everything I normally put in here in a cloakroom. Yeah, I do figure out that I can't use that because it's from a pack, but I figured that out later. Which is a shame because that one was really nice. And then this is me realising that none of these tables fit in the gap that I've allocated for myself, so we need to move the door a little bit. Which does mean we have to sacrifice a shoe thing, but that's fine. It's just decorative. I'm not sure what I put on there. Oh, I think I put the baby thing on because I think it was around this time I decided. Oh no, because we have toys. I decided before that we were going to have at least a child, but I think it was around this time that I decided that we were going to have a baby, because I just needed something to put on this table. I like the elephant one the best. It's adorable. And then I wish that little like toy decoration thing was actually functional as a toy box. I think that would be like a really cool detail. I think this is me like not being entirely happy with the colour scheme in the living room. That red was very red, so I think we're going to a red for the chair, and then yeah, cut away, because I think I left it at that. I decided we needed to get the tragic clown in. I think this is like the first time I've ever used him. I don't use him particularly often. But yeah, I thought for this family it could be a vibe. And then this is me figuring out the bathroom layout. Yeah, because I didn't want the door like squished right in the corner of the tile, but I still needed to be able to get things in a 2x2 room. And then yeah, just trying to figure out where everything can go. I don't really like the towel options because it was a choice of that sort of red and white one, which I really don't like, or it was burgundy, but I don't think we had the burgundy in the smaller size. So yeah, sorry, my cats have distracted me because they're playing with that bag again. I don't even know if you can hear it, but I can hear it, and it's distracting, so I'm sorry. But this is my first voiceover, you know, I need to be slightly kinder to myself about it, because I get better with things with practice, just like anybody else. This is me figuring out where the shower's meant to go, and then I was happy with it in the other corner, but then I realised that, you know, it doesn't fit. And then I'm realising that that mirror opens directly onto the door, so maybe I should move that. So I just swapped things around a little bit, which is a shame because I really liked it how it was, but that door access, I couldn't move the door access, so it was just becoming a bit of a problem. And then I get fussy with the bath as well. I can't pick a bath. I don't really like that one because it doesn't fit all the way to the wall, but in terms of colour it was the best one, so I just sort of had to get over myself. And then we need to pick a rug. I think I picked the same one, or a smaller version of the one that we have in the kitchen, after trying a bunch. Are we going to find it in a second? Yeah, I've given up on the bed now. There we go. And then coming over to the baby's room, I'm trying to decide whether we're going to have a toddler or an infant, but we decided on an infant. Just trying to pick the exact colour scheme. Did we go for sort of like a neutral, a light neutral? Well, it's not really light neutral, is it? It's just the beddings are lighter. Sort of like we're going for like a brown and white, brown and cream sort of vibe. Because the baby doesn't necessarily need to be subjected to the goth lifestyle until they're old enough to choose. like in their own personal spaces. I really wish you could turn that bookcase around. Not bookcase, the little toy storage. Well, it's not toy storage, it just looks like toy storage. But I think it functions as a wardrobe, doesn't it? I don't think I've ever spoken this much for this long, and my voice is actually really starting to feel it. Like, back to back. I'm a very quiet person, and then that's me trying to decide how much to wallpaper the bedroom, and I decided in the end to just do around the crib. I thought it was a bit much being the whole room. And then because all the toy boxes suck, I just decided to get a bunch of toys out and just put it up on the thing. And I think, yeah, we just get some over on the bookcase as well, so we can have a bit more of a variety. And then we're coming through to the parents' room. I'm actually surprised I managed to pull this one off, considering I've got a 3 tile wide gap. But I think it's the industrial bedside tables are slightly smaller than all the rest of the absolutely massive ones. So it did work out and just fit. And then I spent maybe half an hour trying to choose lights, and it was a problem, but I did cut most of that out so you don't have to sit there and worry about it. That's my job. Yeah, and then we're just picking wardrobes, and I want an ottoman, and I think I nearly put an easel in here, which I should have kept, but I didn't. No, there we go, that's me working out. I can't have that ottoman. Yeah, I should have kept the easel, but I didn't know what family was going to be moving in here. I didn't know that one of them was going to be an artist. So I think I ended up getting rid of it, and I think we get a guitar instead. Yeah, there we go. And I think we get a lamp for the gap, but I've had issues with the lamps the entire time as well. And this is me trying to figure out bedside lights, and I don't like any of the base game lights or lamps or any of it really. They all suck in my opinion, so I just go for the most generic ones possible, which I don't really like either. But and then this is me trying to figure out a desk, and I was like, that looks a bit weird with the window, but then like there's nothing wrong with the desk. I actually quite like that one for in here, so we keep the desk. I just moved it, and then we get another one of those skinny bookcases and put it in that gap. I did consider putting it over there, but I was like, no. I want like more of like a chair moment, and I get my favourite base game sofa in. I really like the other one, that swatch is amazing. And then I decide that I want, oh right, yeah, and then we had that weird nook, so I just added the weird nook to the baby's room to hide the toy box, because the toy boxes suck. And then it was easier to get that door off of the railing as well, just a little bit. And then this is where I decide that I want, what do I want? I want a slightly open moment, but then that makes my roofs all weird, so then I have to box in the office, which did fix my problem, and it did make for a kind of cute moment, but it wouldn't let me spandrel it, and it's just like, why haven't they fixed this yet? So this is the family that I chose for the base game house. They are a base game only family, and to be honest, for base game only, I'm actually really impressed. But let me show you them on the gallery. They are by Save the Door, and they are Sadie Lolita, which is an unfortunate name, but she can always get married and change it, it's fine. Outgoing, she's an art lover, and she's a geek, which kind of makes me wish that I'd kept that easel in, but oh well. And then we have Kevin Morgan, which is a much better last name, and he is romantic, a goofball, and a bro. And yeah, I just think they're really sweet. So let's try and let them do their own thing while we tour. I tend to tour while paused because it bounces out constantly with pop-ups. And then I heard bad music, I'm just going to leave it paused because I don't want anybody to die or anything. So we come inside and we have this little hallway with a mirror, a little table with a tragic clown, is everything going to be little today? Okay. An ottoman and a clock, and then in here we have a little cloakroom with some shoes and everything. And then if we come around here, this is just a little corridor. Oh, that's what that noise was. So in here we have a kitchen that's now no longer on fire, and if we come out this door, we have a little backyard area with a little bit of grass, some planters down here, and a barbecue in the outside bit. So if we come through this way, we have the dining room, and this family isn't pregnant yet, but I built it for like a family with an infant, but I couldn't find that on the gallery, so maybe we could get her pregnant. And then if we come through this way, we have the bathroom, and in here is the living area, a nice big mirror to reflect all that light in this oddly shaped room. And then coming back round, we can go upstairs, and if we go in here, we have their bedroom, which has got an ottoman, wardrobe, bed, mirror, basic sort of things. And then in here we have a really nice sized family bathroom. She left a puddle on the floor, that's fantastic. But apart from that, got everything you need. And then coming out this way, we have a bookcase. We also have like a nice semi-open moment to the floor down below, which did mean that I had to put in this archway because roofs, and they still haven't fixed that. But we do have this nice little office nook with, I love this pattern on this armchair. I don't know what it is. But if we come in here, which is our final room, we have the nursery. And obviously there's no baby yet, but I think it would be really nice to be able to add one in gameplay. Or maybe you have your own family that you would like to move in here. So that is everything for today. I would really appreciate and love feedback. As for my schedule, I now upload my schedule normally on a Monday at some point for the week. This video is probably not going out to like January time. I'm recording it in October. I'm bored waiting for the release of Life and Death, so my schedule's all out of work, and I've had 2 weeks off because of life stuff. But yeah, I need to build, I need to do something. I'm bored. But yes, I live stream every other Wednesday and occasional Saturdays, so check out my schedule for when I'm going to be live. I live here over on YouTube. The benefit of live streaming on YouTube is that the VODs are there like unless I delete them, and I don't have to like think about, oh, where am I going to upload this? If live streams really aren't your thing, totally get it. And I upload a video every single Friday at 8 PM English time, so check it out. It's normally scheduled like a few days before, so you can sort of get like a sneak peek of what it could be, at least like a thumbnail and a title. But with that, I will leave you to the rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye.